I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. Really, that money. That money. I didn't have any issue. So I'm pretty much beating most stuff relatively quickly. Yeah, yesterday I had some problems with the Gintro Guardian boss, which we'll talk about in a minute because I'm going to recap yesterday's streams. But nothing is taking too long. And I just find it funny that everyone said, oh, it's so hard. Like, no, it's not. What it is the majority of people who played Elden Ring didn't actually play it at any kind of a high level. They just kind of skirted their way through it. They summoned. They had people come and do, co-op. They had all kinds of shit going on. You know what I mean? So because of that, that's how they beat it. So now that you get to the DLC, and the DLC is forcing you to understand strategies, to learn builds, right? Throwing different stuff at you. Like, for example, yesterday, this Scadutree Avatar boss, which, again, we'll talk about in a moment. I think it was either Guardian or Avatar. I can't remember what it was called. My build just didn't work for it. And that's okay. There's going to be times when you play a FromSoft game and your build that you really like just doesn't work. So you have to change up your strategy. So I did, and thankfully, people in the chat were suggesting a few different things that I could easily do to adjust my strategy, and I did, and then I beat it. So imagine you're someone who played Elden Ring, and you Ash summoned your way through it. You had people coming in for boss fights, summons and stuff, which is fine. It's part of the game. There's nothing wrong with that. But now you get to Shadow of the Erdtree, and all of a sudden, the difficulty bar has been raised, and you have to have more intricate knowledge of how the game is actually played to beat some of these certain bosses. Like the second boss, Rolana, I beat her in like 15 minutes. It was 6 attempts. And actually, I almost beat her early on. I just made a mistake or two. It wasn't a big deal. People were like, oh, she's harder than Melania. Like, no, she is not at all. What the hell are you talking about? You just don't know how to play the game. Like, why would you say that? So I just find that funny that people freaked out when this DLC came out 2 weeks ago. And now that I'm like 26 hours in, nothing's too crazy challenging. You know what I mean? It's just not. And I'm enjoying myself with it. That's the thing. It was funny because when I'm having these days where I'm doing 2 challenging games, I am far more feeling relaxed playing Elden Ring than I am playing Street Fighter 6. Right now, by far, Street Fighter 6 is the most stressful thing I am doing. Every time that I play Street Fighter 6, I'm getting upset. My blood pressure is going up. It's like, whoa, like tense shit whenever I play Street Fighter 6, So, there you go. Anyway, good stuff. Enjoying myself and looking forward to more today. But yeah, look at this idiot. I cried for an hour straight on the Sunflower boss last night. I only fought the Sunflower boss for about 20 minutes. So how could I have cried for an hour, you complete buffoon? Get out of my chat. What a moron. Okay. So anyway, yeah, so schedule-wise, good variety for the rest of the week, including today, 4 more streaming days. Yes, my day off is Wednesday again this week. Will my day off remain Wednesdays? That is up to be seen. Right now it is, but it doesn't mean anything. It could change. I'll let you guys know. Like I said, I got stuff going on behind the scenes. Things are changing. Things are fluctuating. That's why I don't have like a really set in stone schedule right now. So, let us recap yesterday. Then I'd like to do a little bit of an update. We'll talk about this upcoming Digital Summer Party 2024. Then we'll do some news stories, and then we'll just chill for a bit before we jump into Elden Ring. Okay? Before we get to all that, please remember, guys, support the stream if you can. I'll make my living. My goal is to hit 50 bucks on every stream. That would be amazing if we could do that sooner rather than later. Since we're getting a Psycho Crusher supposedly today in Elden Ring, it would be really cool if we hit the hat goal and I'll wear the Bison hat for Elden Ring today, which would be like, why is he wearing an M. Bison hat during Elden Ring? Because I'm going to be doing Psycho Crushers today, apparently. All right, so that would be pretty neat if we do that. So please consider supporting. Anything is appreciated. Super chats, super stickers, memberships, gift memberships, and tips. Thank you in advance for supporting the channel. I really do appreciate that. Right now, with the amount of completely fake gifted memberships recently. Frustrating because people want to become a legit member and they already have one for free. YouTube is cracking down on these, but the way they're cracking down is you gift the fake membership, and then at some point during the month they audit them and basically cancel them. So there's nothing I can do. It's just going to continue until they actually turn off this exploit. I don't know why they just don't turn it off, because they're fucking morons and could easily do that. But instead they want to fix it after the fact. So congrats to everyone who's gotten gifted memberships in the last few days. That's what happened, a bunch of fake ones. And, you know, it is stressful for me because trying to maintain, my business here, and essentially no one can become a member, and I get no income from memberships now, at least for now. So please, if you like the content, if you've gotten a gifted membership over the last few days, please support the streams in other ways, whether a super chat or a tip, all appreciated. Thank you in advance. Okay. No, they're not closing the loophole. They're fixing it after the fact, as I explained, which is the problem. YouTube is so lazy. Rather than fix the problem, they'd rather put the Band-Aid on after, because that's the easier thing for them to do. I know that sounds dumb, but, I mean, yeah, that's par for the course for YouTube. That's how they operate. Okay, so yesterday, Elden Ring stream went really good. Basically, we went through Shadowkeep twice. Went through the entire eastern area of Shadowkeep, got through this back door area, out into this base of the Skadoo, and there we fought the Skadoo Avatar. It was either Avatar or Guardian, which is a giant mutated sunflower plant. Okay? Now, at first I thought, oh, this is going to be really cool. Until I started actually fighting it and I realized what it was. Basically, this boss, okay, and this is a spoiler. For those who don't want to hear this spoiler, don't listen for the next 5 minutes, because I'm going to be talking about Elden Ring, okay? This boss is a giant sunflower that basically does 3 styles of attacks. Number 1, a giant strike that it will usually do multiple times in a row, but then immediately retreat. So it hits you with a bunch of strikes, but then immediately goes away. Well, my build, when I started yesterday's stream, is the guard counter build, meaning I block everything with my shield, and then I guard counter it, but I can't ever guard counter because the thing hits and sticks and moves. Like, it hits and then goes away. So I can't ever guard counter. So immediately my strategy for fighting this thing is completely nerfed. I can't do anything to it because my guard counters don't work, okay? Number 2, when you're at long distance, it does this thorn attack, which is just these big rows of thorns come toward you. Now, if you have an agile build, you just roll right through it. But I'm a tank. I can't even roll, really. So I have to block it, which means I have to take some damage every time it does this. And for some odd reason, the thorns are multi-hit. Sometimes I just stand there blocking and it hits me once for a little bit. Sometimes I stand there blocking exactly the same and it goes hit, 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 and it gives me giant aggregate damage and it gives me bleed. And I'm like, I didn't do anything differently. Why is your attack hitting differently? One Dark Side Phil here. The only detractor channel that I watch is Doody Streams.